Let's go. Down, down. He needs a long bar. Needs something for that left. Needs something for the left. The left is gonna be too high. He tops out at 663.
Very nice alt name. All right, both are ready though. We're gonna get game number 1 counted down. Now he's gonna have to burn really high and up on top. But he's not getting any pieces, just S and Z bursted. What else can you do? And there it is, Tetris for Cole, and he has taken game 3 in the sweep.
Alright, let's go for the first game in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh, both players with the exact same opening, and Gerald with that very strange misdrop here. Couldn't tuck the T, and what? Another misdrop by Gerald. He might have been playing too much 29 or something. Gerald a bit dirty, but nothing dangerous. Dan already with a Tetris. Dan needs a T for that tuck setup. Now a T-spin setup, gets the T, gets the spin, gets another Tetris, 68,000 points. Gerald is just burning this down at 31,000 points. That's a very strange setup by Dan. He's not gonna be able to clear all these holes efficiently. He's gonna have to burn a bit. That's a lot of Z pieces. In the meantime, Gerald cleaned up his board. About 2 Tetrises behind. Yeah, the seed isn't exactly good, despite Gerald early misdrops. Now DanV burning, Gerald is clean. DanV is set up for a dirty 2 off the ground and gets it. 122 plays 83,000. Dan will stay 1 off the ground. 2 off the ground, I mean, which is safe for a roller on 18. Gonna try to go back to the right side after 1 duel Tetris, probably not getting the pieces and going a bit aggressive here, not taking the triple. And then he's getting droughted. What an adjustment of the T for the tuck. 16, 17 drought, finally a long bar for Dan, 2 long bars. 194, Gerald more than 100k behind. With that Tetris goes to 114, nice line spin here. So 216 plays 117. Then with a good 18 lead. With these guys it can go to level 39 pretty much every game, so nothing's done here. Oh no, Dan misses the line spin here. Not too bad, he's still on a center well, but it's gonna be alright. Gerald is clean, gets a Tetris. Now 2 Tetrises behind. Tetris for Dan. Probably gonna try to get another center well Tetris. Tetris for Dan, Tetris for Gerald. 210 plays, 292. Gerald is perfectly clean. Needs to reopen the right side though. Oh, and Dan having a weird formation on that board gonna require a few burns. Oh, good adjustment for the Z. Dan 1 off the ground, 319, Gerald 259. Another small drought here. 18, 19, 20. 20 plus drought. Thankfully it's only on 18, so it's not gonna be much of a problem. Tetris for Dan. Gerald. 26 drought, there we go, gets Tetris. Hey Maisie, Frenchman, yes. Hi Al. Dan getting those squares all the way to the left, gets another dirty Tetris, and lots of dirty Tetris for Dan, but it's working out. He's still about 2.5 Tetrises ahead. At 4:15, Gerald at 3:37, another Tetris for Dan. Really trying to build for another one off the ground. Oh, nice! I love that setup with the T for the L tuck on the right by Dan. 4:63 gets a Tetris, goes to 4:86. Tetris for Gerald, who was getting a bit high, 4:06. At the moment, still 2.5 Tetris is behind, so the lead has remained pretty much the same for the entirety of 18. Transition in less than 10 lines for both players. Both players are clean. Tetris for Gerald, Tetris for DanV. Katsugi in the chat, Peek or Gunter? Gunter, I think my voice is pretty different from Peek. Alright, Gerald transitions at 500,000. Transitions a bit high. Oh no, not getting the right pieces here. And then also burning, transitioning at like 530 something. So then, in the end, only transitioning a Tetris and a half ahead. Now Dan is getting pretty high, this is getting dangerous. He needs a long bar pretty soon, cuts off the right side, reopens it, gets the long bar in time for Tetris, Tetris for Gerald as well. Okay, Dan is safe, Gerald is safe, Dan will have to burn a couple of lines. Gerald is perfectly clean, takes the lead. Only 100k ahead at the moment. Same line count. He's neck and neck. Tetris 410. Both players on pretty much the exact same pace here. And then he's back on center well. 669 plays 667. Tetris for Dan. Taking the lead back, the lead going back and forth with each Tetris here. 727 for Gerald. 730 for Dan. Like this is gonna have to be decided on 29. Tetris for Dan. Both players are clean. This is some beautiful 19. Tetris for Gerald. Separated by less than 3,000 points. With Dan having to burn though. Not the best formation, but nice tuck up high of that L. Then now the left side is a bit scary. Can I get that long bar to the left? No problem. Gerald perfectly clean. Now in the lead by 2.5 Tetrises. So the situation is pretty much reversed compared to 18, but now Gerald having to burn. Got a T-spin setup, didn't wait for the T. Getting a bit high now. Then trying to go for a center well, 4 off the ground, but didn't get the long bar. Needs a long bar, he's not gonna wait for it. Just burns it down. Both players suffering a bit on those level 26 and 27. Gotta get ready for the post transition, full screen transition. Both players burning at the moment. Gerald in the lead by about 2 Tetrises. Tetris for Dan, transitioning at 876. That was quite a rough seed here. Tetris for Gerald transitioning at 951. Gerald about 2 Tetrises ahead. Both players are more or less clean. Gerald is clean, trying to set up for Tetris. DanV is not. Just taking the singles and doubles at the moment. Gerald is ready, has to close off the right side. Okay, Gerald, oh, those pieces are tough. Oh, that misdrop to the left. Gerald is pretty high. Can he dig out of this? No, Gerald is gonna tap out at A17. You need A18, then 1,000,000 points and 18,000. So Dan needs about 91,000 points right now, burning a bit up high. Has to put a lot of weight on that right side. Oh my god, okay, nice burns. Gonna reopen the right side. Less than 2 Tetrises behind, but where is the long bar for Dan? That left side is not looking very good. Gets the long bar, gets the Tetris. 20,000 points away. 18, 16. Okay, he can just line this out if he wishes. Oh, that misdrop though. Dan gotta be careful. 10,000 points from the victory. 8. Okay, almost there. And there we go. Dan gets game number 1. GG's. That was such a tough game 1. Both players barely getting the max. Dan can probably get the 1.1 here for the double kill screen, the real kill screen. There we go, gets the Tetris here. Let's see if he can reach level 39. Just allowing for a little melon here. GG's 1.1, then there we go, Dan beats him maybe, even with this tougher game, kind of. 1 Tetris. Okay, there we go. A lot of S's. Both players with very different openers here. Tetris for Gerald. Tetris for DanV. Everything looking good. Both players are pretty much tied. Gerald is gonna need an L for that right side. Gets the L pretty quickly. Now needs something for that left. Oh, not getting the J. Where's the J for Gerald? Oh, those pieces are not ideal, which will allow Dan to take the lead here. Gerald burning a few lines. Still waiting on a J or a long bar. He's gonna get the long bar, goes back to the right side, and bangs down a Tetris. $490.70, thanks for the ping, man. Tetris for Dan, 166. Gerald at 131. About a Tetris and a half behind. Let's see, first game Dan was ahead on 18 I mean, and fell behind at the end of 19. But was able to chase down, so all good for him in the end. Gerald with a Tetris, 200,000, Dan 235. Two quick Tetrises for Dan. Of Tetris for Dan, maintaining that 1.5 Tetris lead. Gerald is clean though, clean and ready to Tetris. There's one. Oh, Dan's laughing. I don't know what he's laughing at. Hopefully not my accent. Tetris for Dan. Joking, he can laugh all he wants about my accent. Oh, that's an interesting setup. for Gerald with that Z. Vertical Z. Now he needs an L. Gets the L. Now he's fine. Can take anything he wants. Gerald with a Tetris, but now 2 Tetrises behind. Gets another Tetris. A lot of lines ahead as well. True, the captain. Tetris for Gerald. Still more than 2 Tetrises behind at 389. Tetris for DanV, 464. As we are approaching the 100 lines here. And then about 8 lines ahead for some reason. Tetris for Gerald. Gerald isn't that far behind in pace. Tetris for Dan. Maintaining an 85% plus Tetris rate here, while Gerald is at 75%. Gerald trying to go forward. Well, no, he's gonna burn it down. Goes back to the right side safely. Dan now pretty much 4 Tetrises ahead. Still a couple of lines ahead. Still has the pace lead. Taking the burns. Tetris for Gerald. Tetris for Dan. Dan can still transition with a low to mid 600k. There it is, 608 at 124 lines. Gerald at 516 here at 117 lines. Much better seed than the first game, it looks like. But Gerald getting a bunch of L's when he needed a J. Terrible Z piece now. Gerald is very high up. Can I get a good long bar here? Would love a square at the moment. Dan transitioning at like 615 or something. I was looking at Gerald burning out of this, transitioning at 528. But Gerald transitioning 90,000 points behind. Gerald waiting for a long bar to the left, or J. He's been cursed with J's this game. I mean, with not getting the J when he wants. Oh, Gerald is a bit tough. Needs something for that left. Needs a J again. Where is it? Okay, Dan burning as well. It's not an easy post for either of them. Gerald finally reopens the right side. Now needs a long bar, has to close it up. That left for Gerald is pretty bad. Reopens the right side though, bangs down a Tetris, 579. Dan at 719, 5 Tetrises ahead. Despite having to burn as well in post. Burn quite a lot, I mean. But now both players are clean on level 22. Tetris for Dan, another quick Tetris. Looks like the drought counter is broken for Dan. Stays at 19 line pieces. Tetris for Gerald. Working on Gerald's side. I'd have to refresh something on my side for Dan, I don't know. I'm not a Restreamed Champ Pro. Gerald 56,000 points behind. Perfectly clean on level 24. Dan on level 25. Tetris for Dan. Gerald with a few holes now. Oh no, missed the adjustment here. Gets the spin though. Gerald with a Tetris. Dan with a Tetris. Dan 115,000 points ahead on level 26. Gerald on level 26 as well. Gerald is clean. Waiting on the bar. Slight drought here. 20 drought, so there it is. There's the long bar. Dan on level 28. Can still go for 2 Tetrises if he goes perfect. There it is, can still go for 1 Tetris, already at 1.1. 1.121. And Gerald at 940. 940. Dan trying to get that last Tetris. Where is the bar? He's gonna transition at 1.122. Gets a Tetris here. And Gerald pretty high. Misdrops that. Hangs that bar to the left. Gerald is done at 229 lines and 950. Tetris. Hold up. Oh, no, there we go. 10 pieces. Everything's fine. Brodin opener. How it's called? I forgot my openers. For now, both players are perfectly tied. Not much to say here. After this match, we'll have Andy against Peekayric. Jasvitz with the opener knowledge, and true. I remember reading a file like 3 years ago with a bunch of openers, but I forgot their names. Tetris for Gerald. Ahead by 2 points. Gerald did push down for just to break that tie. Oh, Gerald is gonna need long bar to the left though. That's a pretty deep left well. Okay, needs another long bar now. That first long bar didn't burn anything. Oh no, Gerald. Carry that left side, although it's only 18, no, was that a dirty? Alright, now gets a Tetris, but he's now 36,000 points behind. Pretty much nothing on 18, for these guys at least. For Gerald, perfectly clean again, Tetris for Dan. Everything is going fine for Dan. 95% Tetris rate at the moment. Oh, it's gonna have to go down a bit with those burns. Tetris for both players, Dan 15,000 points ahead. Peekayric having some troubles with his controller apparently. Not a good thing when you're about to face Pixel ND. So hopefully you can fix it quick. And at this level, every player should have like at the very least 2 controllers ready to go, if not 3. Like always have like backup controller, especially when money's on the line. This is pretty neck and neck at the moment, like Dan maintaining a 0.5 to 1.5 Tetris lead. Having to burn a bit at the moment. Yeah, Dan less than a Tetris ahead. Very, very close. How is he gonna resolve that formation on the left? Oh, he's not getting the right pieces. Oh man, that's a lot of squares. We're gonna tuck in that T, so this is the opportunity for Gerald to take the lead, and he does so. 1 Tetris ahead now. I just got it a few days ago. Oh. The new controller. Still having troubles. Maybe you need to clean it up or something. You haven't opened it yet. Okay, Gerald gets a Tetris. Then now clean at 432, Gerald at 493. Tetris for Dan, 4.55. Tetris for Gerald, 5.16. Dan 2.5 Tetrises behind. He's up 2-0, so he can afford to lose one. The pressure is on Gerald. Try to get the next 2 games to force a decider, and right now Gerald playing nice and aggressive, but he needs a long bar, gets the long bar, was forced to create a hole in the stack. This is the closest game we've seen so far, less than a Tetris, the difference for most of 18. Both players having to burn right now. Should be okay, Dan getting those squares to the left. So satisfying to see. Trying to go for dirty, and oh my god, that's square to the left again. Dirty for Gerald as well. Gerald ahead by a few thousand points. Tetris for Gerald transitioning at 625, and Dan transitioning at 620, doubled 600 transitions. Best transition we've seen from these guys today. Gerald is clean, nice duck by Dan. Now Tetris for Gerald, but Dan is in the lead by a few thousand points. Very neck and neck, 656 plays 673. Tetris for Dan, Gerald has to use that long bar in the stack. The right side was closed. Now Gerald needs something for that left. Gets that long bar to the left. Very good positioning of the T. Oh no, Gerald now needs a long bar to the left. Shove the T piece in there. Gerald struggling a bit here with this sequence. Oh no, this is getting pretty tough. Wow, getting those pieces to the left. Blowing my mind. Come on, Gerald. Getting that long bar to the left. But the RNG not helping him. He's still alive though. Come on. DanV is burning a bit as well, but DanV is clean, reopens the right side. Just taking the burns. That long bar for Gerald is gonna be a lifesaver. And now Gerald is clean, but 4.5 Tetris is behind. Gets a Tetris 7.53. Faces Dan at 8.59. Tetris for Gerald. Tetris for Dan. Dan is 100k ahead. Gerald survived. That was very good survival here. Tetris for Gerald. Is some quick thinking. But even with the rolling on points, you gotta react so fast at that level. Both players are perfectly clean. Gerald just needs a J to the left and gets it. Tetris for him, another Tetris. Now only a Tetris behind. Looks like the... Oh no, slide hang for Gerald. Okay, never mind. Gerald is clean. And like in a matter of seconds, went from like Tetris behind to 3 Tetrises behind again. Dan needs a square here for the right side. Square on or on L. Oh no, got the square one piece too late. Gerald is gonna transition at A39. Dan is not clean. I try to transition with a center well. Gonna transition at 1.17. About 2 Tetrises ahead at transition. Now Dan is not clean, Gerald is clean. Gerald hangs a long bar to the left, gets another one to the left. Just trying to burn, getting used to the speed. Okay, Dan is clean. Hangs a Z to the left. Both players just taking the burns at the moment. Still plenty of lines to go here. Oh no, Gerald needs a long bar pretty soon. Reopens the right side. Where's the long bar? There it is for the Tetris. Now he hits one to the left. Hangs that long bar to the left. Hangs a couple of long bars. And Gerald is done. And Dan is done as well. But ahead by 30,000 points. Is less than a Tetris ahead. And Dan completes the sweep. Two pretty close games. And one chase down by Dan. Bro, the DanV Gerald streak continues. There history between these guys? Is Dan beating him all the time or something? Isn't there an online fact that DanV Gerald is always Dan wins? Is it? No, the Andy against Peekayric match is next. Don't worry. XLND fan, I wonder who you're gonna be cheering for.
Yes, this, and that's the downside of having the same device for everything. Remind me, I have that like link sitting on my clipboard, but I can't copy and paste from OBS. OBS doesn't like that. Sodium will have a little bit of a slowdown. Again, I'm just like commenting whenever like a player has to burn like 4 lines. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just that Dan now has like a 20,000 point lead, which will just be like not really that relevant once they hit 19 anyway. No, he's going to be digging a little more. Sodium is so good again. Yeah, he's woo. Nice line spin from DanV. I feel like, I don't know. I like line spins in the same way that Jasmine likes Vits. Line spins are great. Choreo, this is the last match of the day. We had some thrillers previously. Yeah. There you go. Transition for DanV 594. Sodium still has one more Tetris available to him. Gets the Lumber, gets the Tetris, gets the 619. So we'll go into with about a Tetris or so lead. We're into level. There we go. 668 for Sodium, 625 for DanV. DanV's capture froze a little bit. Hopefully it'll come back soon. He is clearly still digging. There it is. We're back. It's like nothing ever happened. Sodium's looking real nice. Does have to do a few burns, but yeah. Gerald chat saying Sodium sees the game differently. Yeah, he's definitely one of those players who just stacking, watching him stack is like absolutely nothing else. Yeah, Sidnev's another. Yeah, there's definitely, it's like interesting how like different the styles are. It's just kind of like some players just like very ahead, just like straight ahead. No monkey business. Andrew Meep saying this game 5. It was a thriller. Portal threw up a 1.4 into 39. The players really close here. DanV 820. Sodium. Oh, he was down a little bit, but then both players Tetris. Dan will be doing a little bit of digging though, so Sodium has a chance to pile on a couple more Tetrises while Dan gets this squared away. A lot more Tetris. Sodium 867, Dan 855. About equal line count. Yeah. It's all Carl Casey. Let me send. I'll just send it to you. Give me a second. Sorry. I have to paste it in the browser instead of on OBS. Because like OBS just like crashes sometimes if I try to copy and paste there, which is really an incredible. Anyway, it's free. We love OBS. It's a miracle that it exists. Turbo Oli X, thank you for the follow. Kind of close game here so far. We're in level 26 as Tetris takes the max out. Dan only 9,000 points away. We'll get it with the next bar, and there it is. Hard to not a lot of daylight between the two right now. We're at level 27, and we're going to have to start thinking about that level 29 kill screen transition. And Sodium getting a very rough RNG sequence. Board kind of looking the best now. Kind of has a little bit of a shadow T in there. Going to get it burnt out. We'll want to burn it out before the transition. He wants to get this, yeah. So DanV handled it, also ended up burning a bunch, but his board is down pretty low. So both words for transition. DanV 1142, Sodium 1097. Sodium still digging, but he's going to be a-okay. Dan set up for the Tetris. He gets the long bar. He gets the Tetris 1186, 1109. So that's going to be taking the lead for Dan as we go into level 30. Okay, Dan gets the well reopened. That looked a little scary there for a second, but he's going to get it down. Going to take some burns. His left side might be blocked off. He gets the T all the way over. Sodium trying to get set up as well. He's got to take some burns, but DanV is now Tetris ready. DanV is waiting for the bar. Curly 1204. He's the T, and that's going to be it. DanV tops out at 1204. Sodium, you are in a chase down. You need 1205 in order to take it. 1205. And he has his well reopened. This is not looking great. He has Tetris ready. He gets the long bar. He gets the Tetris. He's at 1181. He still has a way to go. His gets the bar. I don't know if this is can do anything with this. I don't think he can. He's not going to complete the chase down. Sodium's going to top out at 1181. And Dan, you're good for game number 1. GG's. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Ugh. Does make the match a little quicker, but yeah. Sodium gets a long bar, gets a Tetris. Dan as well, but Sodium needs something to tuck in. You know, pieces kind of aren't coming for him. Gonna do a little bit of a skim here, a little bit of construction. It's a long bar. There you go. Finally gets a Z or something. Vits alert. Jasmine, that was a Vits. Same stuff, yeah. Long bar Tetris Sodium goes up to 54,000 points. Dan's at 50. Close game here so far. As both players dealing with a little bit of RNG. I mean, I guess they're always dealing with the same amount of RNG all the time, but you know what I mean. Chen says line spin versus Vits. Yeah, I like the line spins. They're pretty great. $143 for Dan, 146 for Sodium. We're tied. Andrew Meep said, always forget DanV is top lane. Yeah, dude, he's number 8 right now. He's been taking some really high profile matches lately, so. Oh no, a little bit of a scary misdrop for Dan though. For that long bar. I think he's going to be okay. He gets to the long bar and that's exactly what he needed. 156 for Dan, 237 for Sodium, so a little slowdown will be capitalized upon by Sodium. Hello Lucas, I'm doing great. Restreaming some thrilling matches. Let's just say commentating. I'm not actually restreaming anything. No one's streaming to Twitch here except for me. Hosting. I am playing host. Do some thrilling classic Tetris League action. $279 for Dan, $335 for Sodium. Sodium having a little bit of a jagged board. Just a T spin, nice. Lombard going to take the Tetris. We'll have a couple holes at the bottom of his stack, though, so he will have to do a little bit of clearing out. DanV. Oh my goodness, Sunday's suddenly in a little bit of trouble here, but oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Can anything to that left side? He does? What was that? S? Roll. He might be, I don't think he's able to get out of this, though. And that's going to be a top out. Dan will top out at 307. Sodium, you're good for game number 2. GG's. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Yeah, Andrew saying, I just saw game 5 of Portal versus Doc. Yeah, that was insane. First match was crazy, too. Neko's something special. I don't know if you know, yeah, we don't go live on YouTube. I think the only person who goes live on YouTube is Peek, Lucas. The only CTL matches that go there are the post-produced ones. I think Peek sometimes streams there just because he has the stream key, but also, like, you know, it's like an additional moderation challenge, and we kind of have a little bit of a pain to get set up, and we already have, you know, enough technical difficulties in this tournament anyway. So he had a little bit of a early board jankiness, but he's going to get it resolved. Gets a Lamar, gets a Tetris, and Sodium now having to deal with something himself. Well, Lucas, yeah, can't see him live anymore. Said, I wish I could see Fractal versus Neko and Dog versus Portal. I mean, watch the VOD, but also they are almost assuredly going on YouTube. Because they're both bangers of matches. DanV almost set up here. He's set up. Makes a square hole. There you go. Corian thing. Love it. Lumbar. Tetris. 168 for Dan, 185 for Sodium. Dai Halto, thank you for the follow. 216 for Dan, 223 for Sodium. I feel like I should mention at least once a match. We do have a match arena for the top finishers. It will pay out to the top finishers of the Classic Tetris League playoffs, which are happening in 2 weeks. We're already 2/3 of the way through the season, y'all. It's comes up on you quick. Sodium gets some weird pieces that his board can't quite accommodate. He gets a bar, it's a J for a tuck, and things are looking a little rosier, so has a little bit of a deep chasm in there, but he'll be fine. Getting very close so far. Sodium with a slight edge, but you know, it's not very wide. 353 for Dan, 370 for Sodium. Lucas said, I hit a 499,927. Man, I feel that so hard. Like when I was playing Tetris, like first few months, I had like, my PB was like 494 for a while, then it was 497. And I was just kept choking them. I'm a choker, I'll be honest. I'm trying to get a 500k 19 start now, and a little bit of a weirdness from Sodium. Not quite sure what happened there, but he'll get it burnt out. Gets a lumbar for the triple. He's almost set up one off. Now can't quite accommodate a bunch of Z's, so he's gonna be digging for a little bit. Unless he gets some bars real quick, which doesn't look like it's in the cards. We're tied up though. DanV will take a Tetris to take a lead. And there's another one. Sodium's board creeping upward. It's 18. Just a matter of losing pace at this point. It's a bar. There we go. Gets a gazillion bars, and that helps his board out quite a bit. DanV gets another Lombard, gets a Tetris, crashes that. 500,000 threshold, 522 for him, 443 for Sodium. So I'm just going to take the triple. We're going to get that line off the bottom cleared up, squared away. And now he's down by about 70,000 points, equal line count, just for the Lombard. Very nice. Oh, yeah. You'll get it, though, Lucas. Lucas, you're... Oh, so if you want to play comp, there's this cool thing called TNP that you can play in. I help run it, so it doesn't feel like I need to give a shout-out to it occasionally. Dan transitions into 19-6-17. Sodium still has one more Tetris available to him, 4 more lines. Lombard Tetris 550, 544. Lucas saying, isn't there this cool thing called CTL? Well, funny thing about TNP, it is affiliated with the CTL. So, like, if you're a sub-max up player all the way to absolutely beginner, you can play in TNP. And if you can get, there's like, it's like CTL, there are different divisions. You can get promoted and relegated between them. If you get promoted all the way to the top, you get to go into CTL. Yeah, the lowest CTL player